So today we've been driving down from Palo Alto down to Fresno. So really it's been a driving day.
Because Fresno is definitely a tourist destination in California.
10 out of 10, 38 degrees.
Yeah, definitely.
But so we've just been driving today, so tomorrow we're going to Yosemite, so I'll vlog all that. But because there's not much footage today, I thought that we'd go through travel advice from us travelling, booking the travellings, and then going to New York and travelling to America with sort of as a general thing. So before we even sort of booked any trip, we wanted to see how much everything cost. So we used a really good website called Google Flights, and it basically compares all the airlines for specific times of the year. So you can put, let's say, 5th of August in, and it will say how much each airline would cost for a return or a single, and it also like a graph of what days cheapest to travel. When we did it, who was the cheapest?
Norwegian for Gatwick to JFK and Los Angeles to Gatwick.
So a really good tip is use Google Flights. It works wonders, it's amazing, and it can really reduce your price of sort of any flight.
The Norwegian's pretty good.
Yeah, and you can see all the seat pictures, all the leg rooms and stuff, it's all on there.
And then we flew with Virgin America from New York, JFK to San Francisco. But they've been bought by Alaskans, so in the future that flight will be Alaskan.
In terms of New York, we were on the west side. No.
Yeah, West Village.
We were on the west side of the village, of near Upper Manhattan.
Central, kind of. Because we had Lower Manhattan further south, and then Upper Manhattan, or Uptown, whatever they call it, kind of a bit north from us. Central Park and all that.
To you book the hotel, please booking.com, which is just a hotel comparison type site.
Did we?
Yeah, we used booking.com.
Booking, yeah.
Which was, and we found that Jane was cheapest, and it was decent for what we wanted, had good reviews. It was sort of the cheapest one we could get that wasn't easy hostel.
Yeah, the Jane was good, but the city tax is always a pain.
Yeah, so it said on the booking form would pay this much and end up even a bit more because you have city tax and have state tax, and it all sort of adds up. Another thing that going here, you probably know that all the taxes. So like, let's say you want to buy a bit of food, it will say a price. That's not how much you pay. That's how much you pay without tax, which is a pain because if you want to get money right, you can't. You have to wait till the till.
Yeah, but then again, every county has different tax, so it's really difficult to price things. Not every state, every county within the states.
Yeah, so it's, you have to bear that in mind.
They're ridiculous.
In New York, I really enjoyed just walking around. There was a cycle path on the west side, and it goes all the way down from the bottom to the top. And I think that was probably the most spectacular part of New York. You get great views of the city, of skyscrapers from there.
Yeah, I think the best part for me was going out onto the pier at night and seeing Lower Manhattan all lit up, and it was really kind of quiet there.
Yes, it wasn't very busy. Like,
quiet for New York.
We went to Times Square, and that was really, really busy. It was really hot.
It was cool to see it once, but never again.
Yeah, exactly. All the shops were crowded, and that wasn't. I mean, obviously we wanted to see it because it's something you have to see in New York, but it wasn't something that I like to do again.
Yeah.
Central Park was nice. Also, the Rockefeller was really good. I would definitely recommend the Rockefeller Center.
The elevator was cool.
Before I went, I spoke to some people who'd been to New York before, and they went up to the Empire State Building and the Rockefeller Center, and I think they prefer the Rock. So
I think the Rock, you can see the Empire State Building in front of Lower Manhattan as well, so you get a really good view of that, and then turn around and you see Central Park and a lot of other towers in Uptown.
I really can't imagine having a better view than from where we were.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
We were in New York for, well, 1 full day and then 2 sort of flight days, so almost 3 days. And I think in that time we did a lot. We did a lot of a lot. We got bikes from the hotel for free, which made it possible. But I think if you want to stay in New York and sort of see the main things, I would say probably 4 or 5 days. You think?
Yeah. Also, I recommend the Jane Hotel because you really can't beat the price unless you go to a youth hostel, which I wouldn't trust my stuff at. If we're leaving to go around the city, I wouldn't trust my stuff
and
at a youth hostel.
The free bikes were a real bonus.
Yeah. I noticed a lot of hotels doing that though on the cycle path. It's a lot of hotel bikes. But the Jane, you didn't find it.
And it was
That's
right
nice.
it was right next to the west side where the cycle path was.
Yeah,
So
it was a great location.
it was a really nice place. The thing about New York, another thing to look out for, is everything is really expensive. Our breakfast was like $20 for some pancakes.
Yeah, $50 something altogether for both of us plus tax.
That was just for some pancakes.
And then
So-
there was the tip on top of that, so it was like 60 eventually.
So if you're going to New York, you have to sort of account for the fact you're going to be spending quite a lot of money. We're now on the west coast of America, and it's significantly cheaper.
California's cheaper.
It's still quite expensive compared to UK prices, I would say.
Mm.
But New York is really expensive.
You got your phone for much cheaper than you could in the UK.
But New York is really expensive, so bear that in mind. Also, it's quite a I would say you can cycle around it. We cycle all around it, really, and that's doable. But you have to bear in mind that it can be quite big to get from place to place. New York has 3 airports. It has JFK, it has LaGuardia, and it has
Newark Airport in New Jersey.
Newark. JFK normally handles the international flights,
So does Newark.
so does Newark, and then LaGuardia is more domestic.
Yeah, and does international cargo, I think.
LaGuardia is closer to the centre,
So is Newark.
and so is Newark. JFK is probably the furthest away, but getting from JFK to the city wasn't that difficult.
It was just the subway, which is gross.
You basically, from JFK, you get the air train to the subway, and then you get the subway to Manhattan, which took us about an hour and a half, probably.
Maybe a bit
About an
less.
hour and a half, bit less than that to get to the city.
Including the air train, probably an hour and a half.
Yeah, and that cost us about, was it $7.50?
$8.50.
That cost, yeah, including the Metro card, because you have to get a Metro card to actually travel there, which costs $1, and you can top it up on the way back and travel around the city.
Yeah.
But it costs, yeah, so if you arrive, it will cost you $8.50 to get to the city, which isn't too awful. We used an Uber to get sort of just through Manhattan, and that cost us $14.
Did it once.
And that cost us $14. So
Because we were too lazy to walk a couple of blocks. By a couple of blocks, I mean like 20. Back to our hotel.
other things that I would recommend doing, Brooklyn Bridge, definitely worth going for a visit.
Very touristy. Oh my god.
It is very, very, very busy, so expect that, but it's definitely worth going to and sort of seeing. You get good views from of the
Very
skyline.
wobbly.
The Central Park, that was definitely worth visiting. That was good. But really, while we were there, we tried to keep what we visited at a minimum, just for price reasons. Like we did a lot of our time was just spent exploring, really, wasn't it? Just cycling around.
Yeah.
Just to sort of take everything in. So if you go to New York, I wouldn't recommend booking too many things. Just book the things you need to book, like the Rockefeller Center, for example. But otherwise, there's a lot of things you can do for free that you can just sort of just experience it at a city. But another thing about traveling to America is I'm not an American citizen. Tristan is.
Yeah.
But for me to get
Fast
in,
pass.
because I'm part of one of the European countries that are visa free, I just had to get an ESTA. So it's electronic systems authorization to travel. You do it all online. You fill in all your details, your passport information, and you basically get instantly approved. So that's sort of our general summary of New York as a city, and sort of our booking things and how we did all that. One thing we did get to do today was take some drone footage of of Fresno, or just outside of Fresno, and we got some really nice footage of the sun setting. So I guess I'll show you that now.